Today, I'm going to teach you step by step how to master After Effects. With just this one video, you'll finally understand and learn everything about this powerful tool. But before I start, pay close attention to this.
Editor, have you ever imagined having 1 terabyte of premium files and editing videos like this? With the Creative Pack, you'll get exclusive files to edit in any software, whether on your computer or your phone. Plus, you'll receive 8 amazing bonuses, including a program pack, an After Effects pack, an overlay pack, a music pack, and much more. Get your pack now, click Learn More.
This is the menu of the After Effects. Here we have the projects, so the recent projects you made it. You can close the tab, and right here I'm gonna click on New Composition. So this is our composition settings, and you can change, for example, the resolution of your comp. Here you have full HD, 4K, and some comps for example, Instagram and TikTok. You can remove this option right here, and you can personalize the width and the height. This doesn't matter. This is a FPS, or known as frames per second, and you can change right here. For me, 30 FPS or 29 is the best one. Right here we have the duration of our composition. So for example, this is the milliseconds, this is the seconds, minutes, and hours. This doesn't matter also, and this is more advanced options. I'm gonna just put 10 seconds right here, and yeah, that's good. If you want to change the composition settings again, just press Ctrl K and just invert this, so yeah, that's better. And right here we have the tools. Most of them have keyboard shortcuts. So for example, if you hold space and hold the left button of your mouse, you can do this right here. Using the mouse scroll, you can zoom in your composition or timeline. You can change it right here also. Holding the middle click, you can also use the hand, so will be way better. And yeah, that's good. So pressing Q, you can make a shape layer. Holding right here have a lot of other shape layers, so star tool, polygonal tool, ellipse tool, and holding shift while you're doing that becomes like not started. You know, if I'm not holding shift, as you can see, it's started, but when I hold the shift, it's not started. You know, right here have the fill. For example, you can change the color, and right here we have the stroke. Clicking down, you can delete the layer. Pressing G, you can make a mask or a custom shape layer, as you can see. And if you click right here also, you can remove or change the options. For example, you can put like radial gradient, linear gradient, or just none to make just a stroke. Control T, you can make a text. So I'm gonna put like is no VFX. And as you can see, the text is not centralized in the composition. And to centralize it, it's really easy. So we're gonna press Control Alt Home to centralize the icon point on the layer, and Control Home centralize the layer on the composition. So Control Alt Home will centralize this. This is known as icon point, and I'll give an example. So as you can see, the icon point is on the middle right now, and when I'm scaling, and it's making this animation. But if I get the icon point, so press Y and put this, for example, right here, the animation will be different because the shape layer. So if you change the icon point, the animation will change it as well. Okay, this is really important. So yeah, Control Alt Home, Control Home. These options right here is not very important, but it's pencil, it's clone stamp, and erase tool. To use them, just click on them and double click on the layer. Oh, for text you need pre-compose them. So Control Shift C, move out boots, and now you can double click and you can use these options. So the pre-composition options, if you click right here and pre-compose, it's really an interesting tool. So I'm gonna duplicate this text right here. So Control D, and I'm gonna put like right here, and right here. Okay, that's good. And Control A, and I'm gonna go right here, pre-compose, move all to Bolsonaro composition, and adjust composition duration. As you can see, now all those tags is just one. It's like a group, you know. And if I add, for example, effect, as you can see, it's the effect is in all of them. It's the same thing for, like, for example, if I make animation, all of them will be like animated, you know. So this is the importance of pre-compositions. It's like a group. It is really important for you to understand that because you're gonna use a lot of it. Okay, right here we have some interesting options. Right here is the zone, as I said before. Right here is resolution, but it's not the render resolution, it's just the preview resolution. I'll get, for example, this GIF right here, and as you can see, the quality is good because it's in the full. But when it's the full and have a lot of effects and keyframes, will become more slower to preview. This is a preview. This green right here, this green thing right here is the preview. It's what is rendered, you know. And when you put, for example, on a quarter, as you can see, the quality is really bad, but the preview will be way more faster, as you can see, you know. And this helps a lot if you have, for example, another good PC, or if your composition have a lot of effects and you want to see it's looking good, you can, for example, put on the quarter. But again, this doesn't affect the render, the final render, because it's just the preview. You know, the preview will look like that, but the render will look like a really good quality, you know. So this is really important. This right here doesn't matter, and this is the toggle transparency. And as you can see, if I enable, I can see the transparency, you know. This option right here is this little thing. This doesn't matter also, doesn't matter. And this is really important. So right here we have, for example, the proportional grid. We have the action safe. It's also very interesting. We have the, for example, the rows. This doesn't matter, and this doesn't matter also. As you can see right here, we have some really interesting options. This first one is a graph. Is where you can smooth your animations. For example, if I make animation, as you can see, it will not look very good, right? But if I, for example, F9, then go to graph and make this graph right here, as you can see, looks way better, right? So this is a graph. It's not a big deal. It's really easy to understand. So yeah, this is a motion blur. It's really interesting. When you enable the motion blur, and your layer will become like, if you have, for example, scale or position keyframes, will have this as this blur right here, you know. You need to enable right here and right here as well. Okay, that is really important. As you can see, with motion blur, no motion blur, with motion blur, no motion blur. This is not important for now. And this is you can lock your layer. This is really good if you're, for example, in your composition have a lot of layers and you don't want to click on them. You can just lock, and as you can see, I cannot select them. I need unlock to again use, you know. This is really interesting also. I will just change a little bit right here. For example, I just want to see this layer right here. Not this one, not this one. You can just click on this one, and as you can see, their other layers is gone. You know, you cannot see them. But if I, for example, click on this one, I can see this one and this one, but not this one, because this one is unselected, you know. If I remove I can see other layers again, and if I click, I can see just the layers with this. And this is the hide option. You can hide it, your layers. I want to teach you now about the parameters. I don't know how can I say that, but yeah, it is really interesting. So if you press S, as you can see, this tab will open with the scale. If you press P, will open the position, and you can change also the position. If you press T, you can change the opacity. If you press A, you can change the air component. And if you press R, you can change the rotation. If you wanna see, for example, the rotation and the position, it is really easy. So I'll press R to see the rotation, and holding shift, I'll press B. If I, for example, now want to see the opacity as well, just holding shift again, press T, and as you can see, the opacity will open. If one just want to see one, for example, I just want to see the air component, just press A without a shift, and as you can see, right here, we have the toggle switch and modes. This is really interesting tool, and it is really easy to understand. If you use the Photoshop before, you know what this is. For example, I get this layer right here, and I will change the mode for example, soft light or color dodge. And as you can see, it's changed, you know. So this is the modes. It is really interesting, and if you use the Photoshop for, you know what this is. I really like this option, and you can do a lot of good effects using. Right here we have a lot of tabs, and most of them we're not gonna use. For example, this info we're not gonna use, so you can just click with the right button, left, I don't know, and you can close it. You know, right here, audio we're not gonna use. Also, you can, for example, if I drop it, for example, audio right here, and if I press L, I can see the audio levels. If you press twice L, you can see the waveform. You know, this is, yeah, really interesting. Right here we have the effects in presets, and you can just get one effect, double click, and as you can see, it's right here on the effects control. You can click right here and go back to project. Also, the project is where you have your files. So for example, the songs, your sound effects or GIFs or overlays, things like that, you know. So yeah. And right here we have the character, so you can change, for example, your font, color of your text, and the family of your font, and yeah, things like that. Paragraph, I don't use it also, so you can close. Tracker, it is a really interesting tool, and I made a video about it, so if you want to see, it's on my YouTube channel. The pen tool I don't use as well, and yeah, the brush I use sometimes. If you're mess up your After Effects, you can just go to Window, Workspace, and reset all panels to save it layout, you know. And you can enable the panels right here also. For example, I'll enable the tracker, and as you can see, the tracker, you know. So I'm gonna teach you some really great shortcuts. The first one will be Control Shift D. Will cut in half your layer. The layer needs to be selected, okay? So click right here, Control Shift D, and yeah, that's good. If you press left curly brace, the layer will be like that. And if you press holding Alt left curly brace, for example, I can cut like this, and holding Alt and right curly brace, I can divide like that, and I'll cut like that. If I, for example, just want this, so press N, this is the end, and you can press, for example, B right here. This the begin. I'm gonna press right here, and you can shrink home to work area, and as you can see, it's just the part I selected. Pressing plus, you can zone on the timeline, and if you press minus, you can zoom out the timeline. Control I you can import something you want to. So for example, on this background right here, I can just import and just put like right here. I can as well just, for example, get this GIF and drag through my timeline, and as you can see, yeah. And I really hope you understand. Sorry, my English is not very good. I'm trying to improve it. But thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good one, and please check my others back. It is really worth it. Thank you guys.